9. Check the radio, pit crew is far from slow. The lights no longer yellow. Ready, steady, go. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing. 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 In love with the ride. Burning rubber smells real nice. Fuel it up once or twice. Come on, fast is the way to drive. Crowds all on their feet, not one bothered by the heat. Imagine them in the driver's seat. Checkered flag would be sweet. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing. 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 Everybody get ready. On your feet. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Crank it up. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing. Crank it up.
You know, all these years ago, and I can say actually years ago, I don't think in my lifetime I was exactly going to be coming into the broadcasting world and expecting to literally call a race that is pretty much what started our generation, started the world. And yet here we are. We are here at Atlanta Motor Speedway, ladies and gentlemen, to see for the very first time ever Legend 34s at Atlanta Motor Speedway in a rallycross setting. It's time for the Moonshiners Rallycross here on Pete Series TV, and it starts with heat number 1's opening here on the show. Juan Jen Wooing will be in the number double load, and then McKenna Deanne will be in the 62. Harley Barletta will be in the 81 with David Deanne in the 5. The 31 will be Taylor Parsons. Marcos Palacio in the 83, the 41 and Nick Shriver, and the 76 of Cale Forsythe is going to be their lineup here in the first heat. And this is absolutely insane. This is rallycross racing. This is rallycross action, and it's about to take place here on Pete Series TV. The drivers are ready and started up for the field today. We'll have a few laps here in this heat number 1 section. About 6 on their go. When these drivers get off the line, watch out, because we have absolutely no idea what we're about to witness. They're ready to run. They're ready to hit it up. They're getting set to go for the start. Awaiting the command and the structure of our flagmen here as they rev the motors up, as they get the cars ready to reel and deal. Some names in there you've heard before, some names you've seen before in this one, as everyone just continues to keep the engines warm, get the RPMs going a little bit, flow them up. Ready to start the pounce, ready to start the attack. 10 seconds till green here as they're ready to go. Our final driver has made it in. Looks like it's going to be Matthew Johnson, the 44. Here we go. Field is set for the heat number 1, the first heat ever. Legend 34s and Rallycross. Here we go. This first set is going to really set the tone for these drivers early. Out of the first gate, they'll fire them on down. McKenna Deanne has the early lead. Oh, a little bit of a sideways bobble there for Matthew Johnson, the 44, as they reel him right off. And off the first jump, the 5, David Deanne having problems. Got a bad bounce, got that short wheelbase you got to be careful about. You can't overdrive those jumps. You got to be very careful, very smooth off the runs. That much I can tell you about these things. Other than that, I have absolutely no idea what the heck I'm talking about. Firing down through the first set of corners here, Juan Jang Wang, and if I'm saying your name wrong, please feel free to let me know, as your race leader with McKenna Deanne right now right behind him. Harley Barletta on the 81 looking to try to strike Vince Carl over the gate. The hot top 81 man himself looking to try to get some speed going, trying to build some runoff here. The 83 of Marcos Palacio Looking for a little bit of a battle here with the 44, Matthew Johnson. Johnson trying to hold him back. Palacio representing for his Argentina crowd here, trying to represent for his team today as the field continues on. Next driver, number 41 as well, bringing out from the Citadel Rallycross League, going into the Legends 34 of the Moonshiners Rallycross League. Got his Napa Auto Parts number 41 right now, trying to hunt down that number 21 of Taylor Parsons as we're continuously going with the 4 laps to go here out of the gate. Heat number 1 has literally just started, and the madness is just all over the place here, to say the least. No driver is safe from it. The Joker laps being used up as Taylor Parsons uses it up quickly and effectively. That's taken the early lead, number 31. But again, Juan Jang Wang as well as McKenna Deanne have not used their stuff, as they've got about 4 laps to go. The Joker will be what sets the structure and sets the field in motion for their big moves and their big runs that they have to get. It's kind of an equalizer, if you will, especially when it was on the actual IRX cars. Well, that's definitely not going to be easy though to maneuver around turns. These are the dirt Legend 34s, by the way, because they're set more up for the dirt style. That doesn't mean they're any easier to drive on asphalt as much as they are on the dirt. You got to be patient and be persistent with these things. And you just saw why that is a minute ago. The 62 through the Joker takes full advantage. Juan Jen Wang right now trying to get one up on with the 00. Looking to get back at it with Taylor Parsons as well as McKenna Deanne. Deanne right now is your racer with only 3 laps remaining. Through the corners, sliding the rear ends out, getting some great burst of speed. J1 right now is doing a tremendous job managing and preserving the car. But you know when that Joker lap comes, there's going to be a big move needed to be hit here. Michael Sieber coming on board. He's saying, didn't realize they had jumps on the tracks. Yeah, I told you. This is Rallycross racing. It's literally about as old school as it gets with this style of racing. This is pretty much what the Moonshiners used to have to go through in the Rallycross, and there are the jumps and all that they have to deal with, much less the bumps and the forks in the road, as the 41 and Nick Shriver goes for a wild ride there in the Napa Auto Parts 41. 2 laps to go here, and right now McKenna Deanne got a solid lead, but remember, Taylor Parsons has used his Joker, and Juan Jang Wang has not. A little bit of a bad bounce there, a little bad kickoff on the 62. That's the thing, though, you got to be careful about as we go white flag now. You've got to make sure you time each jump. You got to make sure you time each spot of the run here. Or this car, in my opinion, it's literally the worst thing to have to try to hold on line to, because that bounce is so bad. There's literally like no suspension down there to keep you from just getting hurt. And there goes the jump to the inside for the Joker lap. Juan Jang Wang takes full advantage and uses it to his advantage. The 00 takes the race lead. McKenna Deanne knew that was what he was going to do, knew it was coming. Juan Jen is going to bring it off the final corners to the final jump. Smooth off the corners. Almost cost himself, though. He'll have a 5-second lead, though, ahead and bring the 00 in heat number 1. The first winner ever in the Legends 34 here on Beats Race TV on the Rallycross side of things. That is absolutely insane. McKenna Deanne, second, third, Tyler Parsons. Harley Barletta, Matthew Johnson, and Marcos Palacio, Nick Shriver, Caleb Forsythe, all going a lap down from what I'm being told. Okay, they're not a lap down, but they are about 19 seconds back of the whole field. If you're Caleb Forsythe, that's pretty good distance. They're going to have to start dialing them up just a little bit better here for the later half here. Michael's saying these Legends are hauling some tail. Oh, they're hauling all right, but honestly, I'm kind of curious to know how the heck these things handle and what they feel like. I've driven a dirt stock on tracks like Bark River Speedway, but this is ridiculous, man. I don't know how the heck anybody could even drive these things, let alone actually control them. So full credit to these Moonshiners, man. These guys know how to get the job done. Here is your PTM Racing TV Heat 1 results now. Juan Jang Wang is going to win it. McKenna Deanne, second, third, Taylor Parsons. That's your top 3 here. They will now advance on as we now get set for Heat number 2 action here onto the show. And in this one, it looks like we're going to have, looks like it'll be James Watson in the 39, Steve Clegg in the 22, the 9 of Russell Pearson, Austin Abel in the 42, Omar Frieza in the 777. John Thacker will pilot in the number 56. Alex Ebdi out of Chamonix in the 127 and the 48 of George Young in this heat. Green flag is out. We're underway. Through that first set of corners. And James Watson right now representing the colors that you saw a minute ago from Wan Jang Wang there. As they bring him down to the first jump. So far, so good. Very clean. I am very surprised out of the gate that they're so clean off the first set of jumps, especially with a 5-lap race like this. I would have thought guys be a little bit persistent, a little bit crazier around the track, but no, they're pretty clean, pretty good on here. That's pretty impressive if you ask me. Omar Friesas right now putting up a little bit of a showman run there as looks like the law is being put to the test. Steve Clay cracks hard off into the wall there. And John Thacker in the 56. What was I expect? Who else was going to drive that thing? Alexander Ebony, though, trouble down there as well. And the 127 gets kind of clipped up into the wall there. With the 48 of George Young, we'll take a look at the PTM instant replay and find out what happened here exactly as they were all entering into that corner. Looked like they had a little bit of troubles kind of avoiding and getting out of that temperamental position. Watch the 22. Steve Clay gets attacked there on the 50th Thacker, and then you see George Young trying to avoid him. The NPR guys getting in and out of the way as quick as they can, but also at the same time trying to avoid trouble when they can. Back to the live action right now here. We got James Watson right now currently in the race lead with Pearson right behind. Watson coming through the first set. Looking to clear the jump, looking to get a good run off there. Here comes the jump. There's the finish line right up ahead. Yes, it's really the finish line straight ahead. And usually I would say that's a bit of an opportunity to make some great moves. But with that jump there, I'd say really it's just a matter of just trying to stay away from actually rolling over than anything else. Down the ends here, Austin Abel, number 42, trying to head up there. Omar Friesas. As Friesas right now is currently in the third place, holding in 777 in the position to keep up. Austin Abel, though, in the 42, looking to maybe sneak his way back on around, make it take a position over. So difficult to get that 42 Jack Daniels machine in the right angle, in the right time. Again, just because of the shorter wheelbase, that suspension, not built for this kind of racing. Now, obviously, it wasn't going to build for this to begin with, but back in the old days with the Moonshiners, what they would do is they'd actually modify their cars to not only get faster, but it was also to deal with stuff like this. Here comes Thacker. I guarantee you Thacker probably is a little sore from that one. Thankfully, his Bucky's Beaver friend will probably help him out a little bit when he gets home. As he puts it now, he is the new sheriff in town. He is the lord of, he is the law of the land. But right now, the law of the man of the crime world, if you will, that runs the fastest of the Moonshiners is definitely that 39, James Watson. He is currently your race leader, coming off from the third lap now with only 2 laps to go as soon as he hits the big jump. And yeah, these guys are hauling some serious speed to these corners. You want to talk about speed? They're hitting upwards almost 100 miles per hour. And these things are not that big, and they're not that they're pretty difficult to control as it is. So the fact they're even getting that kind of runoff, well, that's pretty impressive in its own right, if you ask me. Firing back down here right at the moment here, and it looks like things getting a little bit closer to the end, and I believe Steve Clay saying it's the 50, not the 56. Well, I've got 56 on my end for the number. I apologize, I get a little confused here or there. Rallycross using those joker laps as well when they got to watch out for it, but a lot of guys right now just trying to be very patient and temperamental here. Russell Pearson in the 9, trying to steer clear, run this thing down into the rear end. Omar Friesas taking over his position for second. Russell Peterson needs to start making some moves and making some charges here as we bring it to the white flag lap. This time on by James Watson will bring them all to the end. Oh, trouble down there for Omar here off the jump. The 777 trying to bring it back around town there. My word, what happened here? Take a look at the replay here, my friends. What the heck happened to this one? Came around. Everything looks good here. Oh, I see that little bobble there. Came off the jump. And you can see the rear end was not straight as he came off the jump. He was already crooked entering into that turn. And it ended up costing him dearly there. That is going to be a big mistake here to cost him late in this race, and he knows he cannot make mistakes like that. Pearson and Habel jump one step ahead. Double trouble for the 777. And with a white flag out right now, James Watson right now on the 39 trying to hold up the top end of the bargain through the 180 chute of the Atlanta Motor Speedway. I have no idea how what term that is, so I call it the 180 chute here, as they would say in Stuntman, the video game, by the way. Russell Pearson trying to hold him up, trying to keep up the pace, but out of the final corner to the big jump. Straight ahead, victory in sight. The 39, James Watson, will take this one over and secure the race win in heat number 2. Austin Habel with the last minute ditch though, right at Russell Pearson, takes second. An impressive display of talent and raw performance to hang on. Great driving by Austin Habel. Man, this is just absolutely surreal, folks. I am still trying to figure out how the heck you even try to call one of these races, much as how any of these guys were even able to keep up with this kind of pacing, this kind of distance. It's insane, to say the least here, just what they're dealing with and what they're going through in those cars. They're bouncing, they're banging, and they're jumping around a lot. I guarantee their backs cannot be feeling too good when they're done with this. Alright, race fans, we are currently getting set up for our B main, but first let's take a look at Heat 2 results now. On your screen right now, here is your final results for Heat number 2. James Watson, Austin Habel, and Russell Pearson, your top 3. Alright, here we go. B main event time coming your way here, race fans. On this one, Steve Clegg in the 22, Matthew Johnson the 44, the 50 of John Thacker, the 83 of Marcos Palacio, the 41 of Nick Shriver, the 48 of George Young, and Caleb Forsythe occupy this one. B main action coming your way as they round them off in the Rallycross section. Awaiting the command of the green flag starter. We are set to go. And it's time to keep the Moonshiners a running. Here we go. Entering into the first set of corners, here they go, right out of the gate. Thacker with the early lead. And the big 5-0, putting the po-po right up ahead. Steve Clegg in the 22, trying to get a run there on Matthew Johnson as they bring it with 7 laps remaining in this heat. In this B main, I should say. Forsythe with some more troubles down there. Can't quite get the car started. The car will not fire. He will have to call it a day here in the consolation race and hopefully get it fielded back in, maybe for a chance to get into the A main. I don't know if he's going to have time, though. Bumping and banging there as Alexander Ebony, takes the 48 George Young into the wall, and just like deja vu in heat number 2, unfortunately, Ebony and George Young connecting together. Both drivers taking a huge hit off that corner, entering into the 180 chute. Johnson right now trying to hold back Steve Clegg in the 22. Just see Clegg just firing on all cylinders. You just see how much bounce these things are traveling. You can see the rear end and that front end just boing, 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 up and down like crazy, man. I don't even know how the heck he can even get around that. Midnight Moons 22 sees a huge opening, just threw it away, but the 44 Johnson, great driving to steal that thing back around. Into the 180 chute they go. Johnson gives another opening to Clegg. Clegg couldn't make the pass. Looking to try to get him on the inside. Not anything to go. Here comes Marcos Palacio in the 83 now. Rest of our field struggling to get back online, back on target here. Nick Shriver in the 41. Nap Auto Parts problems down in the 180 chute. Him and Alexander Ebony kind of getting a little bit too in touch and in rhythm with one another rather than the track. Costing them precious time. We have 5 laps remaining in the B main, entering into the A main, coming up soon. And judging by the comments and the folks kind of liking us up right now, I have a feeling you love every minute of this. And yeah, it does say 5-0 on Thacker. So can somebody please change his number from the 56? Because we know him as a driver of the number 56. We gotta get that changed sometime. But he is a 5-0 for the Popo, if you will. Oh, speaking of the Popo, looks like the 22 has hunted down that 44. Johnson did not get enough speed into the chute. And now it's time for Clegg to make the Moonshiner run. Coming down onto the turns. Got the right side corner opened up for him. Can he get the shoot into the turn? He's got to run here. Johnson had to back off. Had to set him up there. Trying to maybe get a crossover done. Not enough. Clegg taking over position now. Trying to get to the 5-0 of Tom Thacker with only a mere 4 laps to go. Johnson knew he opened the door wide too much there and gave it too much room, too many openings. Cost him precious time. Thacker, you can see, is just pretty much trying to wheel and deal every turn, every little sharp angle he can. Trying to find some spots where he can strike it bigger than others and really find some openings off those ends. And just take a look at this beautiful facility here at Atlanta Motor Speedway is given to us here again. The beautiful sanctuary for not only the big oval there on the outside, but also the road course style and this big rallycross track we have on the inside. And speaking of big rallycross on the inside here, it looks like Thacker forgot that this is really what he's supposed to be doing. I think he was trying to go to the outside oval, not this. Thacker, that's for another day, my friend. You got to keep the line in on the dirt. Steve Clegg Johnson, make him pay for it. And now it's time for the Popo to turn in to the one being chased down, because now he's got to be the one chasing back up. Johnson literally putting the bumper to the 22. Clegg still not giving him an inch though. To the 180 shoot, rear end sliding out just perfectly enough for Clegg. Great burst of speed. Johnson couldn't quite get him there. But he's going to take it a lot tighter in the corner there than Clegg does. Johnson doing a great job making sure he keeps Clegg on his heels, kind of on the nose, on the toes of him. Johnson now swings it wide, looking to build some speed off. You can see though where the line fades in, that's where the speed is. Johnson needs to start getting a little bit better about that. Down to the edges here, 2 remain. Steve Clegg, your race leader, looking to enter into the A main with a hard charge and a hard shot. And looking to bring it all down here. In the back of the pack though, Thacker being hunted down by one of the Argentinians and the 83 of Marcos Palacio. Palacio sees the big 5-0 in front of him and he says, well, why don't I show him that it's not just the Americans that knew how to run it fast on the old days. He's got himself a runoff here on the big 5-0. Thacker sees him coming. Palacio setting the turn up. No. Couldn't quite get him. Johnson with a big opening there. The big bobble here. Looking out. Palacio swinging it right in, but he gets it too much to the grass. He got too much to the grass and spins it right in front of the drivers. But one right up ahead. Johnson is upside down off the jump. And Alexander Ebony, how about a daily double for your troubles? Double trouble for both drivers, and Ebony with the presence of mind to sneak right ahead. Unbelievable. The 127 of Alexander Ebony just found himself the haymaker and a huge opening. And just like under the night light, if you can find just that little extra sight, you take it for full advantage, and that's exactly what he did. Johnson and Palacio, both drivers cost themselves dearly there, and now it's time for Thacker and Clegg to come away here in their heat and then into their B main. Clegg showing you he's not out here just to represent his moonshine runners. He's out here to represent himself and pop away with possibly a win in the A main. He'll advance in. Thacker and Ebony will join him. But what a wild race the B main has become. And the funny thing is, we still got an A main coming up. Holy cow, race fans. That was insane. That is nuts. That is absolutely nuts. And again, ignore the other drivers, by the way, in our Tower of Doom here. You'll see all the other drivers here in a minute of who's in position, who's where in the next race here. But my goodness, folks, that was crazy. That was awesome to watch, and I am really stunned what we have watched here. I think we've got ourselves a big one coming up here in the A main. But right now we're going to set up for a quick warm-up session, so drivers will have some time to relax. Maybe my voice can relax too while we're at it, because honestly I don't know how much more I could have taken of that one. Whew! Alright, here's your B main results now. Steve Clegg, your race winner in this one. John Thacker goes second, third to Alexander Ebony. That'll be your top 3. The field getting squared away for the A main coming up But first, let's give the driver some time to breathe and just give them some time to relax here. It's warm-up session time here on Pete's Race TV. 2 minutes on the clock. Let them run and let them feel. Let's talk about this one. Steve Clegg saying the AMA is going to be wild. Oh, I have absolutely no idea what the heck to expect there. I feel like it's going to be even crazier than we realize. So let's just talk about this for a second here, folks. Again, you're probably wondering, all right. I think I get the idea, but what's the whole point of this? Like, why is everyone so excited and really want to even do this? Well, you got to remember something. When we were back starting out under the Prohibition days in the racing world, racing was never existent. The only thing you had was cops and the good old boys, as we used to call them, just going out there and just trying to run their liquor, trying to run their drinks all across under the moonlight, hence the term Moonshiners. Well, now, I think what happened was these Moonshiners Rallycross guys decided, you know what, let's take that concept and let's actually try to make that into a legit sport and try to have a little fun with it. Because I don't know if I ever heard of anything European or American or anything even out in the Middle East or the Asian countries that have even come close to this kind of style of racing, this kind of action. So it's a unique blend and it's a unique style, to say the least. And really, what we're seeing is just pure unalterated performance, pure no limits, no holds barred action. And remember, these cars are set all the same way, so what they race against is what they're actually racing up against, and they're all having to figure everything out on the fly. So with that in mind, you mix in kind of that European style rallycross action with that style of racing that we had to deal with back in the very beginnings of our journey into the motorsports world, and this is what you end up getting. And I think in this main, with that Joker lap being put into effect and really timing being a crucial matter, the start is going to be as important as it is in normal rallycross racing, but I think it may be just a little bit more here. Alright, fans, here we go. A main event is up next. The entire field is set and ready to go for it. If you thought we had a lot of cars in the last one, oh, you haven't seen nothing yet. The Moonshiners Rallycross League is now in staging and performance. Race fans, here we go. The top two, Wan Jang Wang and James Watson, will be the two front runners as we bring them to the start. Out of the gate here, already troubles down there though, out of the gate. As Alexander Ebony and George Young get into a bad start, both drivers colliding out of the gate. 12 laps to the distance here. Drivers all over the place. They're shooting, they're flying, they're going every which way to Sunday. They're all over the place. Austin Hable there, and it looked like maybe Russell Pearson getting clipped into the edges there and into problematic zone out of the gate. They're going to have to be careful about that one and get this one squared away later on. Wan Jang Wang right now currently is in second place behind that 39 of James Watson, but you can see McKenna Deanne looking to try to get back at it after earlier on being nullified by the double O. Through the first corners and through the first reins and rungs here, everybody looking for position, looking for the hard charge and looking for the hard battle that lies ahead. Harley Barletta right now on the number 81, trying to get back at it here with the old rival of his in the big 5-0, John Thacker. Whoa, off the jump though, you see his tire spin, got on the throttle way too quickly coming off the jump. You gotta try to ease into that turn, you gotta ease off that run in order to set the car up to at least get a good burst of speed. And speaking of good burst of speed, you're trouble down there for the 31 Taylor Parsons. Parsons struggling to hold the line down, hold the car in play, and here's what happened here as we take a look at the P10 instant replay. Got too hard, sharp-edged, and you can see once you get those turtles and those corner ends, man, those things are not friendly and they're gonna give you a lot of headaches. That is for sure. That's exactly what happened to him there, and I guarantee you, he's not too thrilled about that. Steve Clegg back at it here at the big 5. Oh my goodness, through the 180 shoot there, nearly gets all at Thacker. I've seen some great passes, some great moves made on that corner from the iRacing Rallycross end, but I don't think I've ever seen a Legend 34 literally make a huge move like that before. That would have been a big pass there to say the least. Flag nearly had Thacker there. The rest of the field right now in a hot pursuit, hot battle. As we see, we're at the 22 and the 502 here, trying to make a move off there. Taylor Parsons and back behind the 8-ball, behind the counter here. James Watson and Wan Jang Wang right now currently holding up the top end of the half here. You may see our scoreboard kind of flipping all over the place. No, the 39 and the 00 are still your race leaders here. Similarly designed cars, different nationalities though. American for James Watson, and I'm not totally for sure on the nationality on Wan Jang Wang. I'll have to get back to you guys the next time we see these guys go at it here, but certainly quite a performance here and quite a race run here with 10 laps still to go. About to be 9 here in a minute. Alexander Ebony, we've seen him plenty of times here as of late with the Citadel Rallycross Racing League, and now bringing it into the Moonshiners Rallycross League. Seems like he's been kind of finding any kind of rallycross racing he can get his hands on and really trying to perform out here. Can't say that I blame him. I will do as much as I can too with how much fun and chaoticness this stuff is. Omar Friesas right now as well, looking to get up there at the German man himself. Alexander trying to hold it in, trying to hold it off. Alexander doing a great job, kind of sneak his way through the corners and through the turns. Thacker with a bobble, costing himself precious time. And he's getting even closer around the track there as Omar and Alexander have a little meeting of the worlds here. 127 of Ebony loses it straight out from the 180 chute. And there is some certainly major problems down there for a lot of guys trying to hold the line down, it seems. It seems like these corners are really starting to bite them, especially on the straights as they enter in to this very sharp angle turn section. We talked about how difficult it is just even trying to hold on and trying to hang in with. Well, you're seeing exactly why that is. Russell Pearson, despite a really good showing in his heat, cannot say the same in the beam in the A main. Oh, look how sight close you have to be though just to come off that 180 chute just to get some speed, my friends. Oh my. Flag now's got company behind him, and Barletta looking to take him on once again. These two go back to rivalries and wars screaming across the Oval Series from the Fast and Fun Series. Every driver in a dead heat, deadlock right now, trying to find some speed, trying to find some angles and some openings here. Thacker and Austin Habel and Omar Friesas right now currently in a dead draw for the 6th place spot. Austin looking for an opening with the Jack Daniels 42, and I don't think it could be any more fitting that he's got an alcohol style car on that one. Oh, missed the jump, missed the run. That's going to be a penalty on the 70-77 of Omar, but at this point, I don't really think it matters. I think it matters just trying to get that thing straightened out. George Young and the Miller Lifetime Machine looking to try to get back up into this race, maybe get some positions on for the rest of the field. It's good to see him back out on the track and back out racing, but I can tell you just by looking at the way he's hitting some of these corners, I think this might be a little bit out of his element. I'm hoping he can get some time to practice with the boys and get some time to really practice out on the track, and I think you may see more of him in the near future. James Watson right now, 7/10 to a second lead over Wan Jang Wang. 6 laps will go, 5 laps this next time by as they head for the jump. Through the straight chute of the turns from the asphalt side of things, entering in straight down into the dirt. And you can see all the trail marks and all that corner ends is off they leave behind. It certainly is a spectacle and a half just to see here. The tires just, man, taking a lot of that dirt end and turning a lot of those corners off. They are just bringing everything with them on the track. The tarmac, I'm even surprised it's still working as well as it is, considering these guys are having to move and push and shove it all the way around. Looks like trouble down there for Thacker as well here, and Austin Habel. Problems down there for both drivers as we revisit the PT Instant Replay, see what happened here. This one was getting a little bit wild to say the least. Watch this. Entering into the 180 chute. Habel had to go for a straight shot, and Thacker got more than just his very own straight shot. Got flipped on around, up on his nose, did a little handstand, said, "Hey, what the heck, I'm going to get it fired back up." I don't think I could have thought of anything else more to say that really could have been better for Thacker than that right there. That's pretty much the Thacker race for you. He gets flipped over, he gets pushed around, he gets shoved around, then he just, he just goes back and he gets back to racing, and he doesn't really care. Even when he's got the order of the law by his side, he just does not care. Uh-oh, look at trouble. Straight to the gap, and George Young stopping the number 00, Wan Jang Wang right into the 180 chute. And all that power and run that was built up to try to get up to Watson just completely destroyed and re-alterated. George Young troubles yet again. McKenna and Deanne making a full advantage of this one, though. They take over the second place spot. Watson, though, he's all alone. He's got 4 laps to go. Watson, there's no need to call up Sherlock Holmes. Watson has solved the case. He's going to try and bring this one straight out of the dace. And may have to get himself a case or two here when he's done with this race. Abel back at it, though, on the 5-0. Attacker Belt Drivers trying to make a straight shot for it. Look at Abel, man. He's just driving the heck of that thing, entering in a turn. You can see how hard he hits off that corner. Here comes the big jump. Thacker bouncing around. Oh, my. Getting a little bit close in the end. So Jack Daniels, 42, going to try to put the order of the law in its place, as he likes to put it. Thacker, oh, a bumper running, banging here. And they hang on. Abel, maybe not so much, but but Thacker hanged on pretty well there. Great driving on his end. Oh, Barletta going to get a little piece there for the 42 of Abel, but they're able to hold it down. And on a 180 chute, Barletta just pretty much dirt slinging. That's a flat track and move right there. You don't see that usually with those cars, but in this case, I think you kind of have to make an exception with that. 3 laps to go now. We'll send it on down with 2 to go once Watson gets up ahead into that final rung. This has been chaotic. This has been nuts. And George Young's still struggling to get that thing to stay online. I think he's just trying to be like a monster truck at this point, do freestyle. He's up and over there on the jump, so I guess for the sanctity of some of these guys, I think they're at least happy knowing he's out for a minute. That's a tough break though for George. I hope he can get things figured out and get things a little faster on the track. Definitely a good dude. Did not deserve that here. Kennedy in here and James Watson right now. They have got a mere 2 laps remaining. Wan Jang Wang, man, talk about a guy that just has no quit. The 00 is still hammering away. Desperately looking to take the shot at McKenna here if he gets that chance. But it's the 39, James Watson, who won heat number 2. Piloting some strong speed, some strong runs. That whole shot out of the gate really helped solidify this one for him and taking full advantage of it. Flag saying great save by Hable. That was a great save indeed, but right now, not a lot more saves to be had and not a lot more openings to go. 3-car battle here for the 5th spot. Thacker, Barletta, and Hable battling it out here as Watson comes off the final jump. White flag in the air. 1 lap remains for James Watson. Oh, wait a minute, they collide! They've collided down on the turn! What the heck is going on down here? The 180 chute claims another one, but how the heck did this happen? Thacker got into the turn pretty hard here. He slides a little bit. Barletta actually slid it too, and that was Hable that got into him a little bit. Omar Freeze is going to go ahead right around and steal the position from both of them. Remember, this is your white flag lap here. Omar goes in the top 5. Omar trying to escape away with this one, away from this entire pack behind him. Well, if you ever wanted to see cops versus some robbers, I think you might be seeing it. Omar robs them of their spot. But at this point, it doesn't really matter too much because the 39 at James Watson is going to bring it straight down to the line, back down to the end. Final 2 corners coming up for the turn. End of the jump section. Ready for the liftoff. Off the takeoff spot, the number 39, James Watson, for the first winner ever in the A-Main for the Moonshiners Rallycross League here at Beat Series TV. He wins at Atlanta. McKenna Dean gave everything he had to come up second. Third will go to Wan Jang Wang, Steve Clegg. One more run around here in the 22 will take home the 4th spot. A great introduction to him and a great showing from his end of the bargain. But we got a battle for the top 5 coming to the end. Austin Hable looking for one more shoot, one more shot at the 777. Looking to dive it down low, looking for the runoff here. He's got nowhere to go. Omar loses it off the corner. Hable needs to make the jump. And he does! He'll take the final 5th spot! Austin Habel, despite all the problems, will go top 5 to end this one. Unbelievable. Woo! Oh my goodness, race fans. Absolutely chaos, pandemonium, and amazing racing from all ends here on the show. But the very first winner here at Atlanta Motor Speedway, you gotta tip the hat off and tip the nod to the man in the 39, James Watson, out of Fairfield, California, will bring home the winner in the 39. And what a performance here, to say the least, taking down the likes of Wan Jingwan and then McKenna Deanne to just be absolutely picture perfect. This, my friends, is what you call hard racing at its finest. Unbelievable. Wow. All right. We're going to finally look at it one more time on PT Race TV, our final showcase here. This is your winners of this division, Moonshiners Rallycross League. James Watson wins Heat 2. He wins the A main. McKenna Deanne goes second in this field. Wan Jang Wang goes first in this heat and Heat 1, but will go third in the A main. Clay goes first in the B main, takes 4th place in the feature. And Austin Habel, despite, well, pretty much just everything, he comes away 5th to end his night. 6th to Harley Barletta, 7th to John Thacker, 8th to Omar Friesas, 9th to Taylor Parsons, 10th going to George Young, and that will round out your field today. Unreal, race fans. If you enjoyed it, leave a like, leave a follow on our Facebook, subscribe on our YouTube, and be sure to let these guys know you want more. We will give you more if you want more, and I got a feeling we know we need more. We want more action, so more tracks to visit, more racing to come. But race fans, from the bottom of our hearts here at PT Race TV, a very big thank you for joining us. A thank you to Moonshiners Rallycross League for having us broadcast this race. We'll see you guys next time when they bring the green flag out. Coming up here in a little while, Bristol Dirt Track. It's time to see some next gens take it on with the Shake and Bake Racing League. Stay tuned for that, as well as the racing coming tomorrow night. See you guys then. Thank you for tuning in.